Can you believe it? It's just over 2 years since we lost Girls Aloud star Sara to breast cancer at just 39 years old.
A new research project launched in Sara's memory is aiming to detect the disease early in young women with no genetic history of breast cancer. Well, in a moment, we're going to be talking to Sara's close friend, Nicola Roberts. But first, Polly Bartlett looks back at her story. Well, we're now joined by Sara's close friend and fellow Girls Aloud star, of course, Nicola Roberts, and Dr. Hilary as well. Nicola, it must be very conflicting. I know that you're still in pain, still grieving, as so many who loved her are. But also, this could be something so positive that you know she wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. It is unbelievably conflicting. And it's just even watching that then, you have to somewhat emotionally switch off to be able to get through the chat. From something so heartbreaking, we're here to talk about something hopeful. And it's that progression and it's that pushing forward that you have to focus on. Otherwise, you just fall apart. It's harrowing.
She was as well, what I come to understand is she was really passionate about this, you know, when she was going through what she was going through in the treatment, and even at the end, you know, finding a way of helping other people to deal with this, to try and track down the diagnosis before it's too late, was something she was really, really sort of keen had to happen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, her and Dr. Sasha, her surgeon, became very close. And he was someone that she could really, really lean on. And he, over the course of her treatment, was talking to her about this research that he was very passionate about himself. And she said then, I want to help you. I want to try and take this on. And, you know, her wish was that she could have participated in all of the fundraising that we did do last year. She really wanted to be at the gala. She would have loved to have been amongst the fans at Race for Life, but it just didn't go that way for her, unfortunately.
She was so young, wasn't she? And you obviously knew her so well, but even from the outside looking in, as Ben and I were, she always seemed like somebody that just was grabbing life with both arms.
Yeah.
And thank goodness she did.
Yeah, she was. She was present in every moment. And she brought herself to every moment. She never tried to be anybody else. That you got Sara, basically, in all Sara's glory. And I've said before in previous interviews, that was always something that I admired her for, because she was always just such herself.
So authentic.
So authentic, and I think it was that vivaciousness from the outside, people who didn't know her, which was so captivating and invigorating. She was sparky and off the cuff, and she really was the unpredictability in our group. And she's just so missed.
Spontaneous, full of energy, full of life. And actually, the point of this is that her legacy will continue. She's going to be helping people who may find themselves in a similar situation, but hopefully before it's too late.
Totally, and I think for her mum at home, for her family and friends, she'd already created a legacy in her performances, in her singing, in her songs. But then to add this huge scenario of such magnitude to her legacy is, like I said at the beginning, it shouldn't have gone that way, it shouldn't have been this way, but for her to carry that legacy on, and we can take the baton for her and help younger women and help the women who basically were her age and who grew up with us as a band, was so important for her, but is also so important for us.
Hilary, it really is vital, isn't it? Because we do tend to think of breast cancer. We know it's a terrifying disease, which, of course, the survival rates are improving on, keeping everything crossed. But for the younger, for those that aren't part of that automatic screening,
absolutely,
this could be vital.
20% of all breast cancer cases that are diagnosed in the UK are in women under 50.
Gosh.
And it's the commonest cause of cancer in women in their 30s. The trouble is, currently, we only screen women who've got a strong family history. Sara didn't have a family history of breast cancer, so this came out of the blue when she was so young, as you say. So this study is going to be really important in trying to find the risk factors for young women who don't have a family history. So they're going to be looking at several things. They're going to do a lifestyle questionnaire first of all, for those people who are recruited into the study. They're going to be doing saliva tests, simple saliva tests to look at gene variants. We already know about 2 really important gene variants, but we're going to look for others as well. On top of that, we're going to do low-dose mammography screenings, which is not looking for breast cancer itself, it's looking for the density of breast tissue, because we know that in older women who develop breast cancer, high density in the breast is a risk factor for breast cancer. So if we can determine whether density is a problem in younger women, that's going to be very helpful.
So it could be what, like a precursor in a way?
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. So if we can identify those women who are at risk, and currently, you know, we're missing 2 of 3 women who have a family history because we're just not doing the testing. And for those women who don't have a family history, there's no testing at all. So if we can find out what the risks are, we can help women to either prevent breast cancer in the first place or to be carefully screened and monitored in the future to detect it really early when it occurs so that they can have quicker treatment and easier treatment.
So if this study proves to be effective, could you see it being rolled out nationally as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a long way to go, and we need to recruit 750 women who don't have breast cancer in this age group, and then 250 who have already been diagnosed with breast cancer in this age group. And then we'll be looking at all those risk factors, comparing the results, and hopefully we'll have those results in a year or 2, and then a bigger study thereafter to roll this out to get more information so that we can detect it really early.
Yeah, Sasha explained that it's the first 1,000 women, and then after that it would be tens of thousands of women. And then they'd be able to determine, hopefully, after the research has been done, who are the women at risk. So then it's those women that then can be screened. Dr. Sasha actually showed me a difference in mammogram images yesterday. 2 women without breast cancer, 2 typically different women, and the density difference in those 2 women's breasts was startling. Just how we're all genetically different was so shocking to me. I had no idea. So it's incredible what they're doing.
Hugely important to be doing a survey like this. Could have incredible results going forward.
Yeah.
I said it in the introduction, Nicola, I can't believe it's 2 years.
I know.
This month since we lost her. And grief's a funny thing, isn't it? It hits you in waves, and there are moments when I bet she pops into your mind and you want to phone her up and tell her because something's happened and you just want to have a laugh with her, or a song comes on the radio. How have you dealt with it?
I think that everybody deals with grief in different ways. Some people face it head on. I think for me, it's just still not really that real. I think a lot of the time I'm like, she's in Thailand on a beach, or she's in Ibiza with her friends, or she's somewhere. And then, you know, I'm reminded that she's not.
I'm so sorry.
But those are great memories to have, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of in those places that she loved with her friends, partying, having a great time, that crazy, spontaneous bundle of energy that she was every time we met her. You know, you never knew what she might do next, which was as terrifying as it was exciting at times.
We'd be on the sofa gripping her like, don't do that.
Oh.
Well, look, thank you.
She's like holding her back like a racehorse. Come on.
That. Well, that's what we're trying to do now, is maintain that momentum, that energy with this survey and study, because it could make a huge, huge difference. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And sharing some memories with us. And Hilary, great to have your thoughts as well.